A secret, held in the hushed rooms of royal palaces and the solemn corridors of power, is beginning to bleed into the light. And if the whispers from the most guarded inner circles are to be believed, they speak of an ending no one saw coming. An ending planned with dignity, but born of profound and private struggle. This is Royal Report 24/7, and we are bringing you an exclusive report on a claim so monumental it would rewrite the modern history of the monarchy. What we are about to share comes from sources at the highest levels of royal consultation. This is not official, but it is the story being told behind closed doors. If you want to understand the potential fate of the crown, you must hear this now. Subscribe to Royal Report 24/7 and hit that bell. We are your window into this unfolding drama. The claim, circulating among senior courtiers, trusted medical advisors, and figures within the church, is this: King Charles III has reached a definitive and heartbreaking decision regarding his reign. He has, according to these insiders, confirmed his intention to abdicate the throne with a formal transition plan for the late summer of next year. The Christmas we have just witnessed, with its message of continuity and family, was reportedly intended by the king to be his last as the reigning sovereign. The driving force behind this staggering move is not political, but painfully personal: his declining health. While public bulletins speak of positive responses to treatment and a return to duties, private reports paint a starkly different picture. The king's cancer battle, we are told, has been far more grueling than acknowledged. The treatment, while holding the disease at bay, has ravaged his energy and stamina. The relentless demands of the role, the endless international tours meant to hold a fractious commonwealth together, the daily mountain of state papers, the constitutionally vital meetings that cannot be delegated, are now seen as unsustainable for a man in his condition. He is quite simply running out of steam, but this is not a decision of surrender. Insiders describe it as the ultimate strategic sacrifice, the final act of duty from a man who has given his entire life to preparation. He is looking at a world on fire, at an institution that requires a decades-long, vigorous vision to survive, and at a son, Prince William, who is not just ready, but who possesses the stability, the global appeal, and a unified family front that the modern monarchy desperately needs. The calculation, they say, is brutally clear. A managed, graceful, and historic transition is infinitely preferable to a slow, visible decline in office, which would weaken the crown he vowed to strengthen. The word abdication is toxic, forever stained by the 1936 crisis. Therefore, the planning is allegedly meticulous in its language and framing. This would not be a scandalous departure. It would be presented as a transfer of sovereign responsibilities, a passing of the mantle, a necessary step for the long-term health of the monarchy, undertaken with the full support of the Privy Council, Parliament, and the Archbishop of Canterbury. Charles would likely adopt a title like King Emeritus, remaining a respected figurehead but severing all executive power. The crown would pass seamlessly to King William V and Queen Catherine. The ramifications are tectonic for William and Catherine. This confirms every piece of analysis we have provided about their recent, laser-focused unity. Catherine's dazzling reentry, their powerful, silent communications at events, all of it now appears as a deliberate, coordinated soft launch for a new reign. They have been, sources suggest, in a state of intense, private preparation for this moment for months. For the monarchy itself, this would be its greatest modern gamble. It would seek to reclaim the narrative of abdication, turning it from an act of selfishness into the ultimate act of selfless service. It would aim to show an institution adaptable, modern, and putting its own survival above tradition. But it would also open a debate about the very nature of the sovereign's lifelong vow. Under a global media microscope, for Prince Harry, this would be the final, irrevocable severance. His father, his last fragile link to the inner workings of the institution, would step aside. The sovereign would be his brother, with whom the rift is total. Any faint, lingering hope of a negotiated return to the fold would be extinguished forever. Watch the king's recent Christmas broadcast again. The profound emotion in his voice as he spoke of service, the deliberate focus on passing on the torch, the spotlight on William and Catherine's young family. Through this new lens, it takes on the quality of a farewell address. A final blessing from a king who knows his time is turning, that he waited a lifetime for the crown. Now, the deepest duty of his reign may be to know when to lay it down. The decision, according to these guarded whispers, has been made. The machinery of transition is quietly beginning to turn. At Royal Report 24/7, we will follow every clue, every shift in protocol, every loaded public appearance in the crucial months ahead. This is the story that will define a century. To witness history with us, stay connected. Subscribe now. Make your voice heard with a like, share this urgent report, and ring that bell. The reign of King Charles III may be entering its final, dignified chapter. This is Royal Report 24/7.